नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासुदेव गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare। Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare। Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya। Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nastapradeshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatiruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Canto 3, Chapter 21, text number 9. Satam Virajam Arkabam Sitapadmotphala Srujam Snigdha Neelaloka Vrata Vaktrabjam Virajombaram. మీరు రిసర్చ్ చేయండి, అంటే నేను చెప్తున్నప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పాలి, నేను చెప్పిన తర్వాత నేను చెప్పాలి. సతం విరజం అర్కాభం సీతపద్మోత్పల సృజం స్నిగ్ధ నీలాలకావ్రాత వక్త్రాబ్జం విరజోంబరం. Then translate purportలేదు కాబట్టి we'll just read the translation. Translation by His Divine Grace Lazy Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada, Jagadishwar Prabhupada ki English. Kardamani saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is free from material contamination in His eternal form, effulgent like the sun, wearing a garland of white lotuses and water lilies. The Lord was clad in spotless yellow silk, and His lotus face was fringed with slick, dark locks of curly hair. Okay. Text number 10. Kiritinam kundalinam Shankachakra Gadadaram Shvetotpala Kridanakam Mana Sparshasmite Kshanam. Adorned with a crown and earrings, he held his characteristic conch, disc and mace in 3 of his hands and a white lily in the 4th. He glanced about in a happy, smiling mood whose sight captivates the hearts of all devotees. Vinyasta charanam bhojam amshadeshe garotmataha Drishtva ke vastitam vaksha Shriyam kaustubakandaram. A golden streak on his chest, the famous Kaustuba gem, suspended from his neck. He stood in the air with his lotus feet placed on the shoulders of Garuda. Purport. The description in verse 9 to 11 of the Lord in His transcendental eternal form are understood to be descriptions from the authoritative Vedic version. These descriptions are certainly not the imagination of Kardamani. The decorations of the Lord are beyond material conception, as admitted even by impersonalists like Shankaracharya. Narayana, the Supreme Person of Godhead, has nothing to do with the material creation. The varieties of the transcendental Lord, His body, His form, His dress, His instructions, His words, are not manufactured by the material energy, but are all confirmed in the Vedic literature. By performance of yoga, Kardamani actually saw the Supreme Lord as He is. There was no point in seeing an imagined form of God after practicing yoga for 10,000 years. The perfection of yoga, therefore, does not terminate in wideness or impersonalism. On the contrary, the perfection of yoga is attained when one actually sees this personality of Godhead in his eternal form. The process of Krishna consciousness is to deliver the form of Krishna directly. The form of Krishna is described in the authoritative Vedic literatures Brahma Samhita. His abode is made of Chintamani stone, and the Lord plays there as a cowherd boy, and is served by many thousands of gopis. These descriptions are authoritative, and a Krishna conscious person takes them directly, acts on them, preaches them, and practices devotional service as enjoined in the authoritative scriptures. So this is a very beautiful description of how the Lord is a person. He is not an impersonal person. He is not an impersonal. He is Sakar, not an Nirakar. Basically, why Shankaracharya and Lord Buddha has propagated this, this Nirakar, etc. The reason behind that, at that time, place, circumstances, they have to do it. Even then, Shankaracharya later on, he has corrected it, saying, Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam Mudamade. So just worship the Supreme Lord, Govinda. O foolish people, there is nobody other than Him. There is nothing other than Him. There is no point in arguing in grammar. So that's the reason, just worship Him. Don't waste your time. So that's what he said. And also, as Prabhupada says in this purport also, and he himself confirmed that. Prabhupada gives the translation, but the sloka was Narayano Parovektat. So Narayana has nothing to do with the material modes. Means he is beyond the material modes. He is situated beyond the material modes. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is very clearly mentioned that 2.12. So, in that, how myself, and Krishna is saying to Arjuna, myself, yourself, and all these kings, all of them are personal. We all were existing before, now, and in the future. That means he is not saying that at one point we were there and in the future we are not going to be there. At present time, temporarily we have been just existing. Like that, he never said that. Because Natvevaham jatanasham natvam nimejanativaha nachaiva nabhavishyamaha sarve vayamata param. So because they are going to be there. And in that purport, Prabhupada nicely explains that. How Krishna wants to confirm that Supreme Personality God is person, is not an impersonal. When we say that he is impersonal, then automatically he feels bad and also he has feelings. And in order to mention that, there are so many scriptures which explains the personality of Godhead. One may say that if God is person, so when he's been worshipping, how come in the temples, the shrines, the wind desecrated. What do you say? Can't we stop? For example, Lord Nrsimhadev came. And when these atheists, when they challenged, like Hiranyakashipu, immediately he has killed him. So similarly, even the deities also, when they are there in the temple, so can't they stop all these, Mughal, the rulers or different Christians, many people they have, desecrated the deities. So at that time, can't the deity stop, doing all these things?
Can stop if it wants, but the root is that they give freedom. They give freedom to everyone. They are using their freedom in that way. Misusing freedom.
Okay. Misusing freedom, that is there. So, but at the same time, even Hiranyaka, at that time also, the Hiranyaka, whatever, Lord Rama also can think that what can be done. This, this fellow is misusing his freedom. He can think. So, okay, he has abducted Sita, Mother Sita. So, okay, let him do it. He can think at the time. And Lord Nrsimhadev also, he can think that what can be done? Hiranyakashipu anyway is going to go to hell. So by troubling Prahlad Maharaj, I don't have to go there because he is misusing his freedom. He can think.
Actually, God will be patient only up to those people who don't hurt any devotees. If they hurt any devotees, God will act.
There are certain times when there are thousands of people have been killed. Devotees in Sri Rangam. So, at one shot, there are histories like that. So recently I was hearing one senior devotees, sannyasis lecture. He was telling that he had that question initially when he was, as a newcomer. He was telling, nicely explaining, very simple answer only. One thing, for each and every incarnation has got the purpose. Similarly, Archa Vigraha is also an incarnation. The purpose is to take the service from the devotees. So, and just that is only the purpose. And he doesn't have to worry about, that can be taken care by the material nature. What these people they do. And he himself, he doesn't have to react for all those things. And simply, when they do that, so automatically they'll be getting the reactions for that. So the material nature, anyway, that is, the system is there to take care of all those. But his main concern is how he can reciprocate with the devotees when they serve him. Just like a father. So he came there just to take the service from them, the children. Similarly, so the Lord is also in that form. He'll just accept the service from that is the main purpose basically. Similarly, each and every avatar came for a particular purpose and they fulfill that particular purpose. And that is the main motto. And of course, there are histories when these deities have been warned such kind of people. But that's not all the time. Just like recently, in Srikakulam side, that, what is that place? They have desecrated Lord Ramchandra's head. They just beheaded. Such a nonsense people, some Christian people. So in this way, basically, when they do it, that's in reaction basically. Yeah, actually, one person had said that in Russia. So what did you do that when we desecrated your Lord? So we have we destroyed your temples. We have destroyed your the deities. Your Lord has not done anything to us. Then he has questioned to one person, a Vaishnava. That man gave a very wise answer. He said, "My dear sir, before you destroy the temple, the Lord has destroyed your intelligence. That's the reason you could do all those things. Since you don't have any intelligence, you have done all those things. The Maya has destroyed your, intelligence. So all these things, because the Lord is not a person, he is a person. Because the Upanishads gives an indirect way, because that is for the complex, intelligent people. It's not that if you say to them in a simple way, oh, only this much. And there are there are people, all kinds of people in the world. For each and every person, we need to explain to their level. That's why Vedic literature gives for each and every level of people according to their level. So they will be given so such kind of instructions. Similarly, there are KG children, there are KG, 10th standard and plus 2, plus 1, so students, PG students and PhD students. So you can't, put everyone to the one classroom and teach them. It's difficult. So that's the reason, even the scriptures also, whatever they've given that, there's different levels of understanding. Just like, Vyasa has divided into 4 Vedas. There was only one Veda. So divided, why? Because just like a mother divides, one chapati into 4 pieces and gives to the children. Why? Because it will be digestible to them. Similarly, sometimes the scriptures have been misunderstood, thinking that the Lord is explaining the impersonal way. Yesterday I was hearing one, though he's a Mayavadi person, there were 10 offenses. He was speaking about 10 offenses. I just wanted to know that about this discrimination, there is the 4th offense. 4th offense. And whether he is going to discriminate between the demigods and the Supreme Lord. I just wanted to hear that. I said, very nicely explained this. He's saying, there is no difference between Shiva and Vishnu. If somebody does that, that is an offense. Those who are chanting this holy name, they should not do that. So this kind of way they have understanding. Similarly, all those people, what they understand is, he spoke, within the 10 offenses, he spoke about Rupa Goswami also, story about Rupa Goswami. I was surprising, this fellow understood, they read all those books, they have some intelligence, but their understanding only limited up to that point. So that's the reason, we need to understand the scriptures from a proper authority. So that's the reason yesterday, I was hearing one Sri Vaishnava, he was telling, even they also have, in this person, they also have parampara. We may say that, and Vaishnavas may say that, we have parampara, we are just hearing from parampara, whatever the Acharya says that. Just we are hearing from Ramanacharya, how the Lord is, exactly that sloka from Bhagavad Gita was explaining. Natvayavaham jatnasha. So he's telling that they may say that, but their understanding completely different. They may say that everything is one. So myself and you, so the Lord is one. Their understanding is just like subject and object are one. They don't have an existence. Just like speaker and audience, they are not existing. What is existing? Only speech. This kind of understand consciousness. They say that consciousness is existing. So this is not the right way of understanding. So this is a Vaishnava literatures when they understand properly. So they cannot. There's no way of understanding impersonal. It's not mentioned anywhere, especially about impersonal of Krishna. That's the reason we need to understand from a right authority. Otherwise, there will be always chances of misunderstanding the scriptures. Yes, sometimes I think I want to speak more about this impersonalism or how God is a person. Okay, let's stop here. Randra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jai Krishna Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande.